One of the best corners in the country, Kobe Black, has committed to the 40 acres to be one of the best corners in the country.
You are Locked On Longhorns, your daily podcast on the Texas Longhorns. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked On Longhorns, the show. Jonathan Davis, your host. Today's episode of Locked On Longhorns is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/locked-on to get started. On today's episode of Locked On Longhorns, we are celebrating the latest commitment to the 40 acres, Kobe Black. And that's really it, right? All of that and more on today's episode of Locked On Longhorns, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So one thing that Rodney Terry said, right? I know we're talking about football, but one thing Rodney Terry has said is the best in Texas play in Texas, right? And this football program is finally at a place where they can incentivize the best players in Texas to stay in Texas and play with the state across their chest and the family across their back. And Kobe Black is the latest example of that. Terry Joseph, he's done an amazing job. He's done it again. Pete Kukowski has done an amazing job. He's done it again. And Steve Sarkisian and whoever else was involved did an amazing job getting Kobe Black, one of the best players in the country, regardless of position, and certainly one of the best players in the state of Texas to stay in the state of Texas and potentially be great in the state of Texas. When you look at Kobe Black, he's listed at 6 foot. He looks a little bit closer to 6'1" to me. He's a big kid, and he's listed at 190, but he definitely looks closer to 200, if not 200 already to me. So looks taller and bigger to my eye, but certainly still shows the fluidity on tape to play corner. Now he's listed as a safety, but he can play corner or safety. I know telling a corner that he should play safety is fighting words most of the time. But like I said, he has the size and the versatility and the fluidness, right, in the hips and the feet to be able to play corner or safety at a high level at the University of Texas. He's the 40th overall prospect in the country, according to 24/7 Sports Composite. So this is a huge get for the Texas Longhorns, keeping the best talent in the state of Texas at the University of Texas. Let me be specific. And the 10th overall player in the state of Texas, choosing Texas over Oklahoma State, where his brother plays corner. Was not much of a factor in the Big 12 championship game. He left that game early due to injury. And the way that Quinn Ewers was slinging that rock, you know what I mean? His brother might not have been much of a factor in that game either way, over Oregon, A&M, and LSU as well. So Texas gets one of the best players in the country. They get one of the best players in the state at a position of need at the cornerback position. Now, we're going to take a moment just to check out some of Kobe Black's junior highlights. Couldn't find much on the senior tip, but some of these are junior highlights. There's also going to be a lot of, offensive highlights on here as well. He played running back and wide receiver at Connolly, but we're just going to take a look to see what Texas is getting in their newest commitment from Kobe Black. So we see him down here at the bottom of the screen doing a good job of mirroring the receiver. He turns his head around in plenty enough time to track the ball. And at the end of that rep, he looked like more of the receiver than the corner, right? You see him coming around on some type of sweep, boom, knocks him out and gets it to the end zone. They say defenders run like running backs. Well, he played running back, right? This is just an easy stop route. This ball should have never been thrown, but of course he catches it and takes it for 7. You see him over here lined up at wide receiver, making a play against the corner. That should benefit him on defense with ball skills, whether it's at, safety or corner. You see him over here lined up doing a good job of mirroring the receiver, flipping his hips, getting around. Had no chance of completing that ball. It shouldn't have been thrown anyway, but great coverage by Kobe Black. Now you see some of the explosiveness on the punt and kick return tip. He's going, finds the hole, gets to the edge. And it doesn't look like he's running really fast, but you'll see at the end, he just breaks away, all right? Breaks away. You can't get him. And ends up scoring with, 10 to 15 yards of separation. So definitely has some sneaky speed. You see him right here on the screen, getting to the edge. Boom, making some people miss. And he finds a way to score this, right? So just an explosive player on both sides of the ball. But obviously, he's going to be playing a lot of corner and safety for us and Pete Kukowski's unit on the defensive side of the ball at the University of Texas. So it's just crazy at the high school level, right? Like how you can damn near do anything just because you're so athletic, right? Like, He's a corner, but it's like he could play running back, wide receiver, punt returner, kick returner. And we saw Jelani McDonald at that same school play like 6 or 7 different positions, including punter, right? So maybe it's just a Waco Connolly thing. When you look at Kobe Black, what I love about him and what we just saw, on the tape, a tall physical corner with great length, and he matches how we've recruited at the position under Sark and Pete Kukowski, right? Terrence Brooks, Ryan Watts, Malik Muhammad, Jalen Gilbo, all listed at 6 foot or taller and actually look 6 foot to me, right? Because we know corners are always going to get that 6 foot bump coming out of high school. He looks closer to 200 pounds as well, but he doesn't play, too big, right? Or he doesn't look bulky or anything out there. He can still move really fluidly and fast with good feet. He's an explosive athlete who played a lot of wide receiver and running back and returned punts and kicks in times at Waco Connolly, and also played basketball as well. So he should be able to get vertical and get some of those passes in the air. And then also when he gets the ball in his hands, he's explosive enough to take it back to the house, right? Ball skills because of those reps at wide receiver, and not just being able to go up and catch 50-50 balls, right? Or make those contested catches. He does a really good job of seeing when the wide receiver's eyes get big, right? Or when his hands start to go up, and then he flips his head around and looks for the ball, tracks the ball, and is able to make a play on it. You saw in that first rep we showed on the highlights where he looked like a receiver at the end of the rep and not the receiver that he was covering, right? Good body control and ability to win those 50-50 balls thrown his way. He's fluid enough to run with receivers in and out of breaks and man coverage using his hips and his feet well. And he should excel in press coverage and be able to match physicality with some of those bigger receivers in college football because he's a bigger corner himself, looking about 6'1", 200. And it remains to be seen how he'll be able to match up with some of those smaller, shiftier receivers in man coverage. But he's a top 40 recruit in the country for a reason. He has all of the, pedigree to be able to be a dominant corner at the University of Texas. And he shows the awareness to be able to play zone or matchup zone at a high level, right? You saw that where he's just kind of sitting on the ball, looking at the, the quarterback and the wide receiver, taking it to the house, right? And so whether he's, playing zone at the next level for Pete Kukowski or playing, press physical man for Pete Kukowski at the next level, he has the pedigree to excel in both of those types of coverages and be a plus defender for 3 to 4 years at the University of Texas for this defense. And when you look at the future of the corner position at Texas right now, you have Malik Muhammad, Terrence Brooks, Jalen Gilbo, Austin Jordan, Gavin Holmes, and then Kobe Black, who all at least have, 1 to 3 years, even 4 in Kobe Black's case, of eligibility left. So the corner position at Texas, looks very promising. We have some really talented players that should be, a really good unit for years to come. And then when you keep adding, top 40, top 50 players in the country at that position like Kobe Black, that's just how you stack success on top of success, right? And Kobe Black should be a premier corner in the SEC. Now, when we're talking about this recruiting class as a whole and what adding Kobe Black means to it, with the addition of Kobe Black, the Longhorns now have a total recruiting score of 280.58. This is according to 24/7 Sports, which would rank Texas 6th in the country, right behind Florida, right? And then, with another flip or, a commitment away, we are a flip or a commitment away, I should say, the Texas Longhorns from getting our 3rd consecutive top 5 class under Steve Sarkisian. So Steve Sarkisian has proved he can win at a high level at the University of Texas. He's proved over the last 3 years via the transfer portal and the high school level that he can recruit at a really high level at the University of Texas. And Texas is winning big in 2023. And if they keep bringing in prospects like Kobe Black, they'll be winning at a high level in 2033. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Locked On Longhorns, which was brought to you by FanDuel. As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. With spreads, player props, over-unders, and more, the app is so easy to use with a wide range of betting options. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL, where hopefully Kobe Black will be playing one day representing the University of Texas. Hook 'em. Peace.